There's a moment that I've been noticing that I think we can all relate to. You're getting attention from someone and it feels good. They're reaching out, they're interested, they're engaged, you're feeling a bit of that boing boing kind of energy. And for a moment, something in you just softens, just leans into it. But underneath that, there's a quieter question that starts to show up. Do I actually like them? Or do I just like how I feel when they're paying attention to me? Hi, I'm Kristen, and here on this channel, I like to have grounded conversations around what I've noticed about relationships, intimacy, and just being human. So this question, do I like the attention, is one of the most common points of confusion I see. And it's not because people are shallow or misleading. Attention does something very real inside the nervous system. Being seen, chosen, responded to, that can bring warmth, energy, and feel like relief inside the body. Especially if you've been lonely or have felt unseen for a while, or coming out of a period where connection felt scarce, perhaps a breakup. So of course attention feels good, but feeling better is not the same thing as feeling interested. And that's where the confusion usually begins. Attraction and real interest tend to have a quieter quality in the body, in the heart, at least for me. Interest often feels like curiosity, ease, a natural desire to get to know someone. Attention, on the other hand, can feel very activating. Validation, like a lift, an energy boost. And sometimes what we're responding to isn't the person in front of us. It's the feeling of being wanted. So neither of these are wrong, but they are different and something to take notice of in yourself. Here are a few patterns that you can begin to notice, or may have already noticed in yourself. You enjoy the interaction, but you don't really feel pulled towards deeper connection. You feel energized during the attention, but a little flat afterwards. You like how you show up when they're interested, more than you actually are interested in them. Or you find yourself wanting the contact, but not really wanting to move forward. None of this is failure. This is just all information that's of value to you. One thing I've noticed that I found helpful is not always to check in during the attention, but after. You know, how do I feel once the attention ends? Do I feel calm, curious, open? Or do I feel relieved it's over, distracted during it, or just temporarily lifted and then it's like a crash afterwards? Clarity often comes in the quiet moments, not in the stimulation itself. Another thing that you can do is going to the bathroom during the interaction. If you're in a bar with some of your friends, maybe going over to join a different group, or taking a moment to excuse yourself and say you need to go speak with your friend. So you take yourself again out of the moment that is stimulated, or where you're having this draw towards feeling the attention, but there's something inside of you that says, wait, slow down, I'm not 100% sure. I've noticed all of this in myself. Sometimes the body responds to being seen before it responds to the person doing the seeing. And learning to tell the difference isn't about judgment, it's about self-trust. The first time I really saw this clearly was when I was in my 20s living in New York City. And I remember one late night getting a phone call from a close girlfriend. And I can't even remember all the details, but she had just met someone in a bar. There was chemistry, there was attention, and almost immediately she was feeling irritated. She felt unclear, the communication felt off, she wasn't really sure how she felt, but she also understood that she couldn't stop thinking about it. And I remember asking her something really simple. I asked her, do you actually like him, or are you just enjoying the attention and the chemistry right now? And she just paused and she was like, I don't know. I don't know. You know? And that moment stayed with me all of these years because, it wasn't confusion about him. It was confusion about what the feeling, in her body, the boing boing, the electricity, the desire, the feeling wanted, how that felt good to her. She felt active, she felt engaged, she felt seen. But that didn't automatically mean that she was interested in that person. So looking back, that was really one of the first times I really understood the difference between being drawn to someone and being drawn to how it feels to be wanted. So if you're sitting with this question right now, am I attracted to them or do I just like the attention? You don't have to answer it immediately. You can take your time, feel into it, and maybe simply ask yourself, what part of this connection actually feels nourishing? How do I feel when I imagine this continuing? Is this about them or about how I feel in their presence? Thank you for being with me. I would absolutely love to spend more time with you. I post these honest, relational, down-to-earth talks about twice a week. And I also host live journaling and meditation sessions. I call them self-ceremonies because the work we do on ourself is the most important of all intimacy work that we do, and is the work that is most important as we continue to have partnerships and relationships in all the areas of our life. So I would love to see you there. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, share any of your stories or how you feel about some of these questions to ask yourself or your tools. But definitely if you have felt supported, give me a thumbs up so that the YouTube magic can get this out to other people and help support them as well. I would appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.